The winding road snaked through a mist-shrouded valley, leading the mystery machine toward a colossal, brooding structure nestled among gnarled, skeletal trees. Inside the van, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy exchanged nervous glances as their map confirmed the destination: Grimwood School. The crunch of gravel under the tires punctuated the eerie silence until Fred stopped the van at the rusted iron gate. Beyond the bars, the towering school loomed, its darkened windows like unblinking eyes. "This place gives me the creeps," muttered Shaggy, clutching his friend Scooby tightly. Daphne, trying to soothe them, pushed open the heavy gate with a confident nod. As the school's towering doors groaned open, a shadowy figure emerged, waiting silently at the threshold. Inside, the group was greeted by Miss Grimwood, the enigmatic headmistress, whose sharp features and piercing eyes suggested she held many secrets. Her polite smile was laced with a subtle air of mystery as she introduced the school's students. Sibella, Dracula's captivating daughter with a mischievous smirk. Elsa, the towering descendant of Frankenstein's creature, whose strength was matched only by her charm. Phantasma, a giggling ghost who floated effortlessly. Winnie, a lively young werewolf with boundless energy. And Tanis, a sweet little mummy whose bandages barely kept up with her enthusiasm. Scooby and Shaggy exchanged uneasy glances, their initial excitement dampened by the unmistakably supernatural vibe. The eerie atmosphere deepened when faint laughter echoed through the corridors during gym class, unsettling even the bravest among them. That evening, under the light of a full moon, Scooby and Shaggy noticed a dark figure darting between the shadowy trees surrounding the school grounds. Matches, the school's tiny dragon mascot, growled faintly, warning them of unseen dangers. Despite their reluctance, the pair followed the figure and stumbled upon peculiar golden shards etched with ancient symbols scattered in the underbrush. Velma quickly identified the markings as part of a larger artifact tied to old magical practices. Strangely, the students began acting erratically afterward, as though an invisible force was tightening its grip on them. In the following days, supernatural events unfolded in rapid succession. Doors slammed shut on their own, furniture hovered momentarily, and ghostly whispers filled the halls at night. Scooby, Shaggy, and Matches discovered a hidden passage in the library that led to a dusty chamber lined with spellbooks and a diary. The diary detailed the plans of a powerful warlock named Revolta, who sought an ancient amulet capable of controlling monsters. The revelation sent chills through the gang as they realized Revolta's plan was already in motion, making time their greatest enemy. Determined to prevent disaster, Scooby and Shaggy joined forces with Sibella and Elsa to navigate the maze-like catacombs beneath Grimwood. The air was damp and heavy, and the tunnels were riddled with hidden traps that tested their courage at every turn. Laughter, deep and menacing, echoed through the stone passages, urging them to press on. In a dimly lit chamber, they found fragments of the amulet glowing faintly in the gloom. Before they could secure them, Revolta's ghostly form appeared, his chilling laugh filling the space as he snatched a critical piece and vanished, leaving the group shaken but determined to fight back. Returning to the surface, the gang shared what they'd uncovered with the students. Winnie volunteered to track Revolta's movements using her heightened senses, while Phantasma guided the group to a crumbling tower rumored to be his lair. Inside, they discovered cryptic carvings depicting the amulet's power to enslave monsters. Velma warned that if Revolta completed the artifact, he could command Grimwood's students and unleash chaos upon the world. With stakes higher than ever, the team resolved to stop him at all costs. That night, a thick fog enveloped the school, and shadowy figures crept toward its gates. Scooby and Shaggy, armed with makeshift defenses of brooms and pots, mustered their courage to stand guard. Matches, his tiny wings flapping furiously, launched small bursts of flame to keep the intruders at bay. Meanwhile, Sibella revealed that the final piece of the amulet was hidden in the school's highest tower. Wasting no time, the gang formulated a plan to retrieve it before Revolta could strike. As they ascended the tower, the group faced a series of illusions and traps conjured by Revolta's dark magic. Scooby tripped on a loose stone, inadvertently uncovering a concealed staircase spiraling to the summit. There, bathed in an eerie glow, rested the completed amulet. Before they could approach, Revolta materialized in a plume of smoke, his eyes gleaming with triumph. He taunted the group, revealing that the students had been weakened by his spells, ensuring their eventual submission to his control. The gang prepared for a desperate showdown. The students, spurred by their loyalty to Grimwood, joined the battle atop the tower. Sabella's agility allowed her to dart around Revolta, distracting him from casting his powerful spells. Elsa, with her immense strength, smashed through the enchanted barriers protecting him. Scooby and Shaggy, using their knack for improvisation, diverted Revolta's attention with clever antics. Matches unleashed bursts of fire that weakened the magical defenses surrounding the amulet, creating the perfect opening for the gang to act decisively. Velma deduced that the amulet could only be destroyed in a magical fire hidden deep within the catacombs. With Revolta momentarily distracted, the group fled the tower, the artifact clutched tightly in Scooby's paws. Navigating the labyrinth below, they dodged magical traps and pursued a path guided by Winnie's sharp instincts. The sound of Revolta's furious pursuit echoed through the tunnels, urging them to quicken their pace. When they reached the magical fire, Revolta appeared with a horde of shadowy minions, blocking their path. The students, combining their unique powers, launched a coordinated attack to hold him off. Scooby, summoning unprecedented bravery, hurled the amulet into the flames. A brilliant burst of light filled the chamber as the artifact disintegrated, and Revolta, overwhelmed by his own dark magic, was consumed in a whirlwind of energy, vanishing forever. With the amulet destroyed and peace restored, the students gathered to thank Mystery Inc. Matches, jubilant, flew in excited circles, while Winnie organized a celebratory feast. Velma meticulously documented the events to ensure the amulet's secrets would never resurface, and Fred and Daphne worked to reinforce the school's defenses. The bonds forged during the ordeal left Grimwood stronger and united, a beacon of resilience in the face of danger. The next morning, Miss Grimwood expressed her gratitude to Scooby and Shaggy, offering them permanent positions as gym instructors with the enticing promise of unlimited snacks. Shaggy accepted without hesitation, and Scooby cheered, "Scooby-Dooby-Doo," as the students applauded. Grimwood School stood as a place of magic and safety, forever changed by the bravery of its students and their new friends. As the gang prepared to leave, the students bid them heartfelt goodbyes. Sabella, with a playful smirk, handed Scooby a harmless replica of the amulet as a keepsake. Phantasma strummed a cheerful tune on her harp, while matches waved energetically from the air. The fog lifted as the mystery machine pulled away, revealing a bright and sunny day, the perfect ending to their latest adventure. Driving down the winding road, Shaggy reflected on the thrills and scares of their mission, calling it one of their most unforgettable cases. Scooby, munching on an oversized sandwich, looked skyward, watching Matches hover one last time before vanishing into the distance. With a satisfied grin, Scooby proclaimed, "Scooby-Dooby-Doo," as the mystery machine disappeared over the horizon, leaving behind a tale of friendship, courage, and magical triumph. The jagged peaks of the snow-capped mountains pierced the misty sky, their towering forms wrapped in swirling frost. The mystery machine sat parked outside a remote mountain lodge, its engine silent after breaking down on the icy trail. Mystery Inc. gathered around a roaring fire, their breath visible in the bitterly cold air. Velma sat cross-legged, her glasses catching the firelight as she pored over an old newspaper. The article described eerie disappearances and chilling rumors of a monstrous snow beast haunting the area. The silence of the night hung heavy, broken only by the crackle of the fire and the occasional howl of the wind. As the first light of dawn crept over the mountains, the gang ventured into the frozen wilderness. Daphne, vibrant in her crimson scarf, took the lead, her bright figure cutting through the endless expanse of white. Velma trailed close behind, scanning the ground for any evidence. Their journey took an unsettling turn when Shaggy and Scooby let out a panicked cry, pointing to a set of enormous footprints etched into the fresh snow. The tracks snaked into the dense forest ahead, the discovery igniting both fear and intrigue within the group as they hesitated before pressing on. Their journey took an unsettling turn when Shaggy and Scooby let out a panicked cry, pointing to a set of enormous footprints etched into the fresh snow. The tracks snaked into the dense forest ahead, the discovery igniting both fear and intrigue within the group as they hesitated before pressing on. The journal spoke of a guardian of the snow, tied to ancient legends of the mountains, and hinted at a hidden treasure buried deep within the icy wilderness. Fred, invigorated by the discovery, insisted they follow the clues despite the growing unease. Nightfall came quickly, casting long shadows across the rugged cliffs. The gang reached the base of a towering rock face when a chilling howl split the air, freezing them in their tracks. Through the swirling snow, a massive silhouette loomed briefly before vanishing into the storm. The gang exchanged uneasy glances, the fleeting sight of the creature deepening their resolve to uncover the truth. Fear mixed with curiosity as they pressed forward, each step crunching against the frozen ground beneath them. The next morning, Velma carefully reassembled the torn map, revealing a path leading to a glacial cave high in the mountains. Daphne, energized by the challenge, prepared climbing gear while Fred devised a plan for handling the creature should it appear. Shaggy and Scooby reluctantly joined, drawn in by the group's determination despite their protests. The icy journey began, with the gang steeling themselves against the biting wind and the dangers that awaited them in the mountains. The ascent was treacherous, with icy ledges and hidden ravines threatening their progress. Daphne lost her footing near a jagged edge, but was saved by Fred's quick reflexes. At last, they reached the glacial cave, its crystalline beauty stunning them into silence. The walls glittered with frost, casting fragmented beams of light that danced across the cavern. Velma's flashlight illuminated an ancient warning carved into the ice, a stark message urging intruders to turn back. The gang hesitated briefly, but pushed onward, their determination unwavering. Deeper inside, the gang found an ornate chest coated in frost, its intricate carvings telling tales of ancient times. Velma worked to unlock it as Fred and Daphne kept watch, the tension palpable. Suddenly, a guttural roar echoed through the cavern, and the snow creature appeared, its hulking form blocking the exit. Scooby and Shaggy, terrified but resourceful, distracted the beast with their clumsy antics. Daphne ignited a flare, flooding the cave with light and revealing the creature's features with startling clarity. The creature, now fully visible, was no monster but a man wearing a sophisticated fursuit. Velma immediately recognized him as the lodge's caretaker, whose peculiar behavior had caught her attention earlier. His hoax unraveled under scrutiny as Fred confronted him, and the man reluctantly admitted to perpetuating the snow beast legend to scare off anyone seeking the treasure. His elaborate ruse had succeeded for years, but the gang's investigation exposed the truth. Fred secured the caretaker while Daphne called the authorities. When Velma opened the chest, it revealed not gold or jewels, but historical artifacts linked to the mountain's heritage. The caretaker's motives became clearer as deception was not solely fueled by greed, but also by a desire to protect the treasure from exploitation. The gang reflected on his misguided actions, acknowledging the complexity of his intentions while ensuring the artifacts would be preserved appropriately. Emerging from the cave, the gang was greeted by a breathtaking sunrise that painted the snowy peaks in hues of gold and pink. The storm had passed, leaving the world below serene and silent. Scooby and Shaggy celebrated their survival with snacks they'd managed to save, their laughter breaking the tranquility. Velma suggested donating the artifacts to a museum to honor the mountain's history. Daphne, holding the snow creature's mask, smiled at their collective efforts to protect something meaningful. Back at the lodge, the caretaker was escorted away by the authorities. Before leaving, he issued a cryptic warning about others who might come seeking the treasure. Fred took the words seriously, vowing to help protect the mountain from future threats. Meanwhile, Shaggy and Scooby, unconcerned with the warning, focused instead on their next meal. The group's bond felt stronger than ever as they prepared for the next step of their journey. With the mystery machine repaired, the gang packed their gear and prepared to leave. Daphne joked about taking their next adventure somewhere warmer, drawing chuckles from the group. Fred reviewed their strategy for future mysteries, while Velma pondered the lingering questions about the mountain. Scooby, ever the mood lifter, let out a cheerful Scooby-doo. As the team laughed, the weight of their adventure giving way to relief and camaraderie. As they descended the winding trail, Velma noticed something odd in the rearview mirror. A figure stood on the distant ridge, its silhouette barely visible against the snow. It bore a striking resemblance to the snow creature they had unmasked, sending a chill through the gang. Was it a trick of the white, or had they overlooked a crucial detail? The mysterious figure remained motionless, shrouded in the swirling mist as the van continued its descent. The camera lingered on the solitary figure atop the ridge, its form hauntingly still against the backdrop of the icy peaks. Inside the van, the gang's lighthearted banter filled the air as they discussed their plans for the future. Despite the unsettling encounter, their unity and determination remained steadfast. Fred's leadership, Velma's insight, Daphne's courage, and Scooby and Shaggy's humor proved that no challenge was too daunting when they worked together. As the mystery machine disappeared into the distance, the snow-covered mountains returned to their eternal silence. The faint echo of a distant howl carried on the wind, leaving behind a lingering sense of mystery. While this chapter had reached its end, the gang knew their journey was far from over. With camaraderie and an insatiable curiosity, they looked forward to the next adventure, ready to face whatever mysteries lay just around the corner.